Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to my another YouTube video. Today I am going to present the topic the types of economic system. So Bismillah Rahman Rahim. What is economy? We will start from the simple definition of economy. An economy or economic system is the way a nation makes economic choices about how the nation will use its resources to produce and distribute goods and services. And economy is actually a system, or just like an institution is a hospital or any school or a government institution or agricultural institution. It's an institution which has many factors or many participants that will work together to determine how they will use their resources to make the efficient output or the optimum output, and how to get the maximum output or maximum profit. So in economy, the nation will use its resources. Of course, an economy and a country always has its own resources, whether it's a small economy or it's a large economy. They always had a number of vast resources which they can use to produce output or to satisfy their consumers and satisfy their population. Next one, we have resources. As you already know that in the basic in the first class or from the starting of economics, each student is told that what are the resources. In the resources in terms of economics, we use land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. These are also called the FOPs, also called the factor of production. These are used in the production process to produce any output. The next one, we have the explanation. There's a bit of explanation of these resources. Land refers to everything on earth that is its natural state. Labor refers to all the people who work for the economy, and the capital includes money needed to start to operate a business at a national level. Capital includes infrastructure such as road, ports, sanitation facilities, and entrepreneurship refers to the skill of people who are willing to risk their time and money to run a business. Scarcity, the difference between wants and needs and available resources. Scarcity, as you already know, that the resources that are used in economics are scarce. Example we will use here that most underdeveloped nations have their natural resources but do not have capital or skilled labor to develop them. Of course, the main example of this is Pakistan, because they have a number of large resources and many more, but they do not have a proper capital. We do not have a proper capital to utilize them. Next one, we have choices. Every day in our country and countries around the world, business owners, consumers, workers, and governments must make choices about using scarce resources. Because the resources are scarce, so we have to make a choice. Where there is a scarcity, there is a choice, and the scarcity and choices goes hand in hand, hand to hand. Together, these choices create an economy. These choices fall into three groups: what, who, how. What goods and services should be produced, how should the goods and services would be produced, and who receives and consumes these goods and services. These are the three basic questions of economics, which shows how the whole economy works, why the whole economy works, and for what the whole economy works. Four types of economic systems. These are the four main types of economic systems. I told you these three basic questions because on the basis of three basic questions, the economy is divided into four different types. There are four different types of an economy, which are the pure market economy, pure command economy, traditional economy, mixed economy. Let's review each of these types of economies. Before going ahead, I will tell you that these four economies are very, very different from each other, and all four are opted into different nations, different countries. Next one, we have pure market economy. No government involved in economic decision. Private firms account for all the production. Means in the pure market economy, all the decisions or all the control is in a hand of market, is in a hand of consumer, producers, business. There is no government intervention. As we studied in classical economy, there is a laissez-faire. Laissez-faire means the government intervention is necessary, but here in the pure market economy there is no laissez-faire, means there is no government intervention. Consumers decide what should be produced. They do not They do this through the purchase they make, and business determine how the products will be produced. They must be competitive. And who buys the product? The people with the most money are able to buy the products, means the people with the more income that are placed on the higher hierarchy of the income cycle, so they produce more goods, they purchase more goods, sorry. And the problems occur in the pure market economy is difficulty enforcing property rights, no laws. Because in some economies the the ownership of goods and services is determined by the property rights. Since there is no government intervention, there is no property rights. Some people have few resources to sell, no minimum income. Some firms try to monopolize market, conspiring and price fixing. Some large producers or the big producers, they come together and then they try to monopolize the market, and then they do not give the place to minor sellers or producers. No public goods, national defense. There are no public good and there is no national defense. If there is no national defense, the country is constantly in the danger to be endangered by the enemy. Pure command economy, all resources are government owned. Now you look that it is the total opposite of pure market economy. In the pure market economy there is little to no government intervention, and here it is everything owned by government. One person dictator or group of officials decide what to produce, and the government runs all the business, controls all employment, and decide how goods and services will be produced. The government decides who receives the products that are produced. So you see, all three questions are answered here in terms of government intervention. Everything is controlled by government. Still there are some problems happens in this kind of market. These are the consumers get low priority. The consumer do not can't decide what will be produced, because the consumer have to consume the product, but still they do not have a choice to make their own requirements or to make their own decisions. A little freedom to choice few products. Since there is no competition, there is no competition. Since there is no competition, then there is no freedom of choice. Resources owned by states are often wasted. Individuals don't care if they do not own it. Next one, we have traditional economy. Economy is shaped largely by the custom or religion. These kinds of economies are mostly they are dominated by, or they are run by the traditional thoughts, the religious or the virtues or the thoughts of people, mostly religion. Religion determines what we will produce, how we will produce, and who will consume it. For example, India has a caste system which restricts occupational choice, a social class separated from others by distinctions of hereditary rank, profession, and wealth. Yes, of course, India is a example of caste system. Of course, the caste system really works in India. It works also in many other countries. Such as you can see in Gulf countries, religion has a major role into the production or the consumption. Just like that, the caste system has a major role into the India. Mixed economy. Most economies in the world today are mixed. Mixed economies means the mix of the all previous three economy system that we have discussed so far. The classification is based on how much government innovation there is. So it is although it is a mix of all previous three types of markets, but it still has the question how much government intervention there will be. If there will be no government intervention, it will. If there will be a little government intervention, everything is owned by the government. In the US, the government accounts for about 1/3 of all the US economic activity. Examples of economies. In this graph, as you can see that we took the example, the economies starts from pure market economy to the pure command economy. From the pure market economy, we start from the US, Mexico, Sweden, Russia falls in the middle, and then the mainland China, and then the North Korea is a pure command economy. As you know that everything is owned by government. Even little decisions of the consumers is taken by the government. Government do not allow anyone to make their own decisions, whether it's the production decision or the consumption decision. All the resources are owned by the government. There are no property laws and no public goods, no private goods. Everything is owned by government. So we will end here. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like video, please like my video and comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.